Your Excellency, you will recall that the state has been inundated with increasing reports of deforestation going on in all our 49 forest reserves, particularly that of Okumu Forest Reserve. Because of that, His Excellency summoned a meeting on the 29th of March, 2021, where he announced the ban or suspension of all forest exploitation in the state because the government cannot watch its natural resources being depleted at such a geometric progression. Then after that, he also had another meeting with the stakeholders on the 7th of April. In that meeting too, it was set up comprising of officials of the stakeholders from forest industry as well as ministry officials, and they were mandated to look at the challenges and how best way to sanitize the forest industry. On the 28th of April, they submitted the report to the state government, and the governor promised that state government will look into the report and probably come out with decisions at the appropriate time. Today's meeting is a follow-up to several meetings being held with the state governor as part of efforts to sanitize our forest industry. Without wasting much time, permit me to humbly invite his industry. First, let me apologize. I have several meetings that I'm speaking to you now. I'm supposed to also be in a virtual meeting of the National Economic Council, which is deliberating on some very serious issues, so I could not leave on time. So it's not because I have to go back to my other meetings. But the reason I called you is first to fulfill my promise. I told you that I will meet with you regularly on this issue until we resolve it. And so this is part of fulfilling the promise. I told you that within the shortest possible time, we will try and reopen the forest and deal with the issues of concern to us. Since the last time we met, I want to inform you that we have withdrawn all past hammers and seized all the hammers from field staff, and we're putting in more control for the use of these hammers. We have put in place a response team to aggressively patrol
show our compliance. So it is possible for us to track today every aggregate that is moving wood from particular forests. And one of the things I want to agree with you, you will work with us as government, so that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, we can police, we now know who is moving what log from where. And we have a task forces that can go out and stop any lorry and get the documents required. And if not, we know what to do. I have called the Chinese company, I went to close them down, called them, and I said, until we all agree, we will not allow them buy one log again from this state. We shut them down, but enough. I said, okay, they cannot refill log until we finish agreement. We know who they are buying from, where those people are buying from, and we all monitor the industry together. Since then, we have called some additional experts to join us. And we did a flyover over forests, working with you. We want to also set up teams to do ground truthing, to go on ground and tell us the exact state of every forest. We'll do what we call forest enumeration with you, because you have the information. Most of what we've achieved is from the information we got from you. So what this has shown me is that if we work with you and you cooperate with us, there's nothing going on in the forest that we cannot find out, so that we can preserve us and be for your best. We have also done a lot of work on the forestry law. We will circulate it to you so that you can see and we get your inputs. Before the end of next month, I want to send that law to the House of Assembly. We also have finished the law on the new forest mission. That will also be circulated to you, feedback before we send it to Assembly for passage. In terms of policing the forest, recall that given more resources to police, the Gile Okomu River access. We went there, and as the last count, how many logs did we find? 900 and something on the water. Not to talk about the logs in the forest. So we've sent people there to go and check. We are putting this to deal with that situation and bring that area to know. We cannot allow war there. Deal with the situation in this. I have also ordered that all the rates for auctioning logs must change. All the 900 and something logs and more will be at the highest price available in the market. So all that one of say we seize log and go and auction, we stopped it. In fact, our logs, the seized logs, will be sold at a premium or at the market rates. We are not going to use government price to auction log again, because it looks like people will deliberately auction and sell it at a low price for people to do what they need to do. So, what is the way forward? First, I've heard all your pleas and the entreaties from all of you, and I hereby today order the reopening of all our forests. I am doing that, for giving you this gesture, in the hope that you will work with us to protect your interests. We are partners in this. We are doing this for you, and I hope you appreciate it. It's not to punish you. When we finish all what we are doing, we will have a very aggressive reforestation plan. I owe it to you, I owe it to God, that before we finish this administration, there will be nowhere in the world that will beat our record in tree planting in Edo State. But we cannot do it without you. It has to be a joint effort with you. We also have decided that we want to support your association and your groups. Your membership, we want to work with you and your membership. So the Association of Sawmillers, for instance, we want to work closely with you. So that nobody in Edo State will do sawmilling if it's not your member. Do you understand? Because there are people who are spoiling your name. So you will help us with working with our task force. We go around. Anybody who is not your registered member, we shut down that sawmill. Anybody who is not your member cannot sell plank. Yeah. So that we can have strong groups and associations that can help us police and work with us to bring sanity to this place. Please, this is what we must do. I have come to appeal to you. Let us work together. We cannot, if we continue like this, all our forests will be finished. If this is how they were doing it before, we won't have any business today. You understand? In terms of security, we are working very hard. You'll notice that the last few weeks, we have been entering the forests to look for those people who are making trouble, who are releasing kidnapped victims. Most of our success has been based on information we receive from you. We cannot police the forest without your support. So we will be relying on you to help us. I will be calling you from time to time like this. Whatever you send to me, whatever information you give, I don't drop any. All of you who have written to me, who have sent texts, open the forest, I have all your messages. And the reason is, I will not be governor today if not for you. Are you not the one that made us put protest here? So we must listen to you. So it's not going to be a long meeting. I think the takeaway is that by next week, we want each trade group, each association, to come up with their list of their members in every location. We have a special task force, we go around. We will also help you. Force them to pay your membership dues so that your association is strong. You understand? We'll give you police, we'll give you members of the task force, they go round. Anybody who is not your member should not be your business. So that way, if anything goes wrong, we know who to hold. Is that not so? Lastly, like I said, we're going to have a workshop, maybe in 2 weeks' time, when we have received your comments on the law, and both the Forestry Commission law and the forestry bill itself. We'll have a big workshop here to get your comment, your feedback, and we'll progress. Please help us. We don't want what happened before to happen again. I don't want to shut down the forest again. But you must help me to help you. So I want to thank you, and maybe take 1 or 2 questions before I go back. Thank you.
I praise your efforts, and I thank you. And with the members of Timber Lorry Owner Association, also thank you, sir. The only area you will assist us generally in this timber industry is making provision for us for seedling. Seedling is one of the problems that is affecting us. Before we get seedling, to plant. And we want you to enact a law that every zone must plant. Every zone. And to be monitored by the forestry, even headed by a director. So that any zone that is not planting will be dealt with openly by you, by the state government, for future purpose. For we in Wonde, the local government you came from, will make you proud. Your local government will be an example to other local governments in the state. So I please, my Excellency. Thank you, sir.
I'm the chairman of Ekawa Timber Management, Ekawa Zoo. And I'm also a sawmiller and timber license contractor. Baba, on behalf of my colleagues, I want to say big thank you. We will say, Baba, we will join you to protect the forest. And the area of deforestation will not happen in those states again. And the one that has gone will replace them by planting. And as I studied before you, my Excellency, in the Kewan Road, we have no less than 10,000 seeds of different organic planted, which the Deputy Director of Forestry can testify here, Mr. Kisley. And they are all grown-ups and big tree now, with the effort of our association, Timber Management Association, without no support, no donor from anybody, no government. That happened in the regime of Adams Aliyu Shomule. Today we are still maintaining the farm, and we are willing to plant more if we have been empowered, sir. Thank you for hearing our complaint and for making us going back to the field and feed our children and pay their school fees. May God bless you, my Excellency.
It's like my colleagues have been speaking the mind of everybody. The timber industry in those states cannot just be allowed to fade away because a lot of families depend on this timber for their sustenance. A lot of boys working, we, the parents too, we depend strongly on this timber. By the grace of God, as you have rightly said, we are going to work with you. Even those farmers, the people we call farmers, if we have seedlings, they will be compared to plant. Even as their crops are growing, the timber will equally grow. Thank you so very much for your understanding.
We thank you for all you are speaking to us. And by the grace of God, we will obey. And we will mandate the ministry to join the sawmiller, the lorry owner, the contractor, how we will regenerate wood. It's very important. I'm a carpenter, I'm a sawmiller. If not wood, I could have not been the position I am today. So we will appreciate our people to join us so that the sawmill industry, the wood industry should grow well. Thank you, sir.
Procedure for hiring new forest guards, training them, and things we need to do to secure the forest. In fact, every item on that report, we are going to sit down and make sure that each one is dealt with. Either we put it in the law or we put it in the forestry corporation. But I can only succeed if I get your cooperation. Cooperation? Thank you very much.
And with the assurance from Mr. Governor, we've come to the end of this event. Good afternoon, everybody. Please remain where you are until Mr. Governor leaves the hall. Please remain where you are.
Oh yeah, go and get their names. All those that spoke, go after them one by one, get their names. We'll monitor them. Why?